off the end table. That is where the canyon was, and so it wrapped around, and then the waterfall was, you could see a trace of where the river was, and then there was a bridge that went up over and into the mountain. The mountain, I literally just removed that section. Cuts really easy. There it is right here. So I was able to save that. This section here is going to be exactly 19 inches by 48 inches. And I'm about to hit that right now. So now I'm going to start doing one table, one at a time. What I'm going to start with, see how I got that black band on the front of that table? I'm going to do that all the way around this table. This is the stuff right here. Self-adhesive, pretty strong. It's meant to be for kitchen encounters. Should do the trick for here. But here we go. I'm going to put that on there. I'm not going to film myself doing it. I'll just shot the video as I complete a process. So there we go. Put it all around. I started in the middle. This is the back of the table. You will not see that seam. There's the front. So this adds a nice little lip to keep everything contained within my module. So we'll always act as kind of a in-your-face, always there edge that I stop at. So when I do my hills and my mountains, I will try to contour it so that it stops at the top of this edge right here. I'll have my higher mountains in the back. I won't have to worry about that. It won't be seen. And then in the front, so I'll want to contour it down. This, of course, is the middle of the layout. So, like the portion where that mountain ends. So it's gonna be another table right here. I've got that glued down, and I pushed it back a little bit on this side. I'm gonna cut this portion back to about probably here. Since it's the end of the road, I'm probably gonna put a barricade here with some flashing lights and the start of a bridge, and then the side is gonna say bridge out. So that's how that's gonna work. And then so I'll figure something out here. This is where the road's gonna meet. I might actually just make it turn here and make this come out a little further so that I can bring it down right to the edge. Yeah, I have got to make my edges so that they look good when they're joined, or so that I'll be able to at least put some loose gravel over it so that you don't see the joints. Over here, I think what I'm gonna do, so there is another section, it's that lighthouse section that you see over there. That goes in front of it on the other table. Thinking kind of on the spot here. I think what I actually might do is bring this whole mountain down a little bit so that mountain, I'll make that taper down so that when you're looking at that seam, it'll all be hidden in the back behind it. And then I might take another one of these and just extend this bridge so that it's just, kind of just sitting on piers that's embedded into the rock behind it. So that's what I was talking about. I went ahead and cut that back, and I cut off the rim of the mountain, the hillside, right there, so that I can start. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some foam scraps and fill in these little gaps here, and then I'm going to take some Sculptamold and start shaping this bridge out section. And then I'm going to, while I'm at it, while I got the Sculptamold out, bring this hill out just a little bit to kind of define the road turning there a little bit. Okay, so what I did right here is I edged it out a little bit, and that's going to receive a bridge. Since that's going to be where the sections joins, that's going to be a great way to cover up a seam. Since the last take, I took a whole bunch of scraps and filled in all over. So, and I extended the top portion to the end there. Now, this is a good example of, I kind of thought when I was destroying my layout, taking it apart would be a better word, that all the scraps, is just junk. But I'm glad I didn't take out the trash, because actually, you can see it makes great filler. Sculptum mold is kind of expensive, so that's some area there that I won't need to fill up with Sculptum mold. And the Sculptum mold will actually glue in place pretty well. It's also glued down. But all right, I got the Sculptum mold out. I'm going to start. All right, so I got all my plaster work done. Everything cut out of it that I'm gonna cut out. Reshape the front. I will do the back of it later. I'm gonna start painting it now. What I've got in the front. I did away with that mountain that was went all the way. So this used to be a mountain here and a mountain here, all the way up to the top of the bridge. So I decided to add a second bridge to the front of it and make the mountain only go halfway and add a couple of vents underneath to support it. I will put another one in the center here. There was always supposed to be one there. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna start painting. All right, got the first coat down. My base coat I tend to do in brown. It is just a washed out brown, just a little bit of brown and a cup of water. This is the paint I use. Works pretty well. Although I did find out later that this paint might be why my layout got attacked by a mouse. It doesn't indicate that it contains soy in the ingredients. It's not a food product, so they don't really need to tell you that. But it might have soy in it, and that might be why the mouse ate all the painted areas of my layout. I'm sure the mouse wasn't eating the plaster, it was eating the paint off of it. All right, time for the second coat. The second coat will be, I tend to use gray. I do gray for my second coat. I water it down the same way. All right, so there's the gray coat. Kind of diffuse that brown a little bit. All right, the next coat is gonna be kind of a mixture of black and green. So it's basically going to be a dark green, but it's going to be a little bit thicker. I use the same recipe for all my mountains. So they end up being roughly the same. Always, there's going to be a little bit of difference in different times that you paint. It's just hard to avoid. But here we go. All right, I'm done with the third coat. And looks kind of like it matches the rest, doesn't it? Alright, so I used a smaller brush this time, which allowed me to, kind of do more detail. That's the thing about doing these little 19-inch by 4-foot sections, is that I can just sit there and I can just, see everything and reach everything and spend more time on it without getting tired from reaching over and being out in the garage where it's maybe too cold or too hot. This is just perfect. This will allow me to make some great stuff, I think. I feel like, in my personal opinion. So let me move this table. This is going to be the other section that goes in front of it. And the lighthouse is going to go right there. So if you're looking at it, the lighthouse, it'll be a view kind of like that with the trestle bridge behind it now. Then of course I'll have more town in that area and whatever I want to. I just got all that future space to expand. Plus I'm going to expand, as I said before, I'm going to expand the back of that mountain to make it connect with the other mountain, although still be able to separate it.